Hello and welcome back to another episode from the Studio Block server. I've been struggling to start this episode because there's so much planning going on, but let's just get on with it and hopefully I've got everything ready to go. So, we've spoken about getting the villagers from the trading hall and dealing with them. Last week we had to do a filler episode because I wasn't done in time. This week we are doing another filler episode because I might not be done in time. I just don't know. It's one of those situations. Today is the day before my episode goes live. I can probably get it all done today, but there's a lot of stuff to do. And if I don't get it done today, then there's no episode. I mean, for you today, but for me tomorrow. Why is it taken so long? Well, two reasons, really. One of them, there's a lot of gravel involved, and we get gravel from Piglin Trading, which we supply from the gold farm, and the gold farm is slow, so in the future we will be designing a better gold farm. But also, just this new system of time-lapse thing takes a lot more planning and stuff. It just takes a lot more time. So, what I thought we'd do is do a much simpler build from start to finish. So I've been planning it out. I think I know what's going on. What we're going to do, we're going to take a top-down view of this area and we're going to build a road. So I have my camera ready to go. Hello, camera. You are high up. And what we need to do is dig out an area, place down the road, also place down road markings. We're going to do it all with mocap. And this should be a really satisfying one because we're going to be doing it in a straight line. It means we can put in some more repetition. So even if we were going down curves, we could do some form of repetition, but it would be much harder to do, as I can tell you, because I've been doing a very similar thing recently. But we've also got to sort out some timings, things like that, so you kind of get to see the whole thing. So it starts out with the digging. Now, I'm looking at my camera account so I can see where the edge of the road needs to be. I've got myself turned around there. So we're going to be starting around here, and I think this is the centre of the road. Let me just confirm. Let me run to the other end. This is weird. I've got to look at this view and I've got to look at my camera account view. Yeah, this is the line. So we are at 4153 on the Z-axis. We come into shot here. So I'm actually going to start back here just in case this is slightly in shot. So I want the road to be 13 blocks across, and we're actually going to dig it out before doing any mocap stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the reason we've done that is because obviously if you're just going to run along and dig, it's very easy to accidentally dig too low, dig off to the side and things like that. So now we're going to make the area safe. I have 14 blocks on me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. See, this is why we do this sort of thing. Because already it's gone wrong. So I'm going to use Blackstone, which is going to be our road material. And we're just going to make sure that everything in the lead up. So, and just everything around this is protected from the shovel. So that way, we are definitely going to be digging away only the sand, and it will leave us with a nice line. So we fill all this in. We're then going to go down as well. Now there is sandstone, so we don't really have to worry about it all, but in fact, you know, I don't need to worry about digging out the sandstone. So we fill this in with blackstone. Now we're also going to be running in from over here, because obviously I want to make sure I go from off screen to off screen. I don't want to be starting on screen at all. But this little section actually appears. So if I were to stand here and then we go back to the camera account view, you can see me. So I need to make sure we are coming down this ledge. So make sure I'm in line with it. And then line myself up with where I'm going to be digging. We build ourselves out a fake little ledge. Oh, and I need to fill the sand back in, of course. So that we actually have something to dig out. And now, this bit should be ready to go. So we're going to start back here, and then we're going to do mocap, recording, start, weird and bearded, and then it will start when I start moving. I want to make sure that wasn't a great recording. That wasn't a great recording, so we're going to discard it and do it again. And this is another reason why these things take so long. If you want to get it right, then sometimes you just have to do a restart. Go. Move along, move along, move along. That was much nicer. And then I want to make sure we're fully off screen. I don't know where that's going to be, but if we just walk all the way up to here, that should be plenty. So now we can stop and we can save this as road dig. Yeah, road dig. And then we get all this replaced. And we should be golden. Now, let's watch that playback just to make sure that there's no reason why that shouldn't work. Road dig. So we drop down. I believe I picked up all the blocks as well. Excellent, I picked up all the blocks. That is exactly what I need. So now, we're just going to repeat that recording all the way along here. And I'm going to figure out... where was the center? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can figure out how far we need to go. So I want to end up probably here. So that's 17,360. Yeah, we've gone out quite far. And we started at 298. So that means we're going to need 63 copies of this, with each one getting lower on the x-axis. So we can start off by just adding a scene for the road. Actually, because of other things that are going to be happening, let's remove that. And instead, we'll call this Road Dug. I mean, it probably can have the same name, but just for naming practice, it's always good to give things different names. So then we're going to add to Road Dug, Road Dig, and we're going to not have a start delay. We will be adding one later, but I need to figure out how much. But then with the x-axis, we give it an offset. And now I need to do this 63 times. And 63. Okay. So let's just get a nice view and give this a watch. Mocap laying start road dug. It's always fun to watch that. Now, we have opened up a cave. That's not actually a huge problem. I mean, for a start, we can just fix this. We don't need to fix... we should fix all of it. Let's fix all of it. And I can see from my camera view, this is almost perfect. It is perfect enough that it will work once you've got the road in. So, let's get a bit of road down. And that's going to tell us what we need to know. In fact, just to make it... Oh, I did 64. Yeah, I was supposed to do 63 across. I actually did 64, which works out really nicely. Because obviously, when we place down a road, once we add those recordings in, then we're going to start duplicating blocks, which we're not allowed to do. But, because it's 13 blocks across and 64 blocks long, I know exactly how many I'm going to be duplicating. So, we're going to take 12 stacks of blackstone. I'm going to turn into a blaze, and I saw... around here, there's some lava. So this is how we deal with duplicated blocks. If we're going to do something like this, we just destroy some actual blocks of it. Of the right amount. Yeah, we can farm blackstone. This really makes no difference. But we have server rules, and I run the server, so I should really follow the server rules. So now we head on back. Oh, I should have grabbed a stack of yellow carpet as well. Oh, well, we'll get to that. And now I'm going to need a recording of me placing in a line of blackstone, which we're going to do along here. I get a nice long run up for it as well, which is good because I'm going to need a bit of time after this. So grab a stack of blackstone. We'll turn on fast right click. That way I can just walk at full speed, look down and hold right click. So we do another recording. Recording, start, we're embedded. And this should take us all the way across. No need to worry about anything really, I just walk and hold right click. And then we can stop the recording. Save that as road placement. Sure, that'll do as a name. And then we're not going to copy this across yet. What I want to do, I want to make a scene with the stuff being dug out and the road being placed in. So I can figure out some timings. Because what would be cool is to have all of the webs along here slightly staggered. So that they dig out the blocks and then almost immediately behind them, the blackstone gets placed in. So I need to make sure I do this the right way round. Things get reset in the order they get added to a scene. In fact, it would probably be a good idea. No, we'll just stick with the one for now. I might have to redo the scene. But we can add road. We can then do mocap, scenes, add to road. Road placement, we want this in first. Because we want the resetting of the sand done last. Yes, 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 yes. And then we add to road dug. And again, we've got that dot at the start because it is a scene that we are adding. I'm figuring this out. So at this point, I'm going to need to time when things are going on there and also at the end. So we're going to be watching this twice. And we're going to be adding a timer. So I just need to make sure I'm all set up properly. Mocap, playing, start, road. And I want to make sure I start the timer. I imagine the guy placing the road's going to get there first. So it'll be when he gets there to when the diggers get there. And I need to do that for the start and for the end. That's going to let me know various things. I've got a notes app next to me, so I can get this figured out. So obviously the first few blocks get dug up. That was expected. But so we're going to need a 2-second delay for the guy placing the blocks to start. Let's get that in first. So I want to do mocap scenes. I'm going to get rid of the timer so you can see what's going on. There we go. Scenes, modify road. And we want to modify the first thing, because the first thing we added was the placing down of blocks. And we want to change the start delay to 2 seconds. Hopefully 2 seconds should be enough. We'll give that a watch back. And then we'll do the timing for the end piece. I want to add another half. Let's stop the recording. So I'll change that to 2.5. I want to get this nice and close. That works very nicely, but too nicely maybe? And I say too nicely, I just mean too close. So we'll increase to 2.8. That should do. Let's go watch the other side. We'll bring the timer back into things. And I'm going to figure out timings for the staggering of everything. We'll speed up this process. And the last one. Now, I'm assuming this will carry over to the road scene. I've not actually tested that before. So I want to find out if that's the case before we add more road in. So, mocap, playing, start road. They all load in. Yeah, we've got the delay. Oh, this looks so good. I think if we delay this guy by a little bit more, that would be just about perfect. Mainly because I don't want to have to shift the delay on all of those guys again. So I can't remember what the delay we have on him is, but we can go to scenes, list elements, road. Currently the delay is 2.8. Let's increase that to 3.5. In fact, we don't need to increase that yet, because we're going to now create a scene for all the road being placed. And then we've just got the road markings to do. And then we'll be good. So for the road being placed, again, we want that delay. And I think it's going to be the same delay as diggers because they're all moving at full speed. And this time we are going up on the Z-axis. So, mocap, scenes, add, road placed. And then we want to add to road placed, road placement. And now we just need to do this 12 times with the start delays that I've got next to me. And with a slowly increasing offset on the Z-axis. So I will get that done up to an offset of 12. And then we can... That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted at all. So we need to remove that and do it again. Remove from road placed, and we're removing the third item. So yeah, I'm going to get this done, and then we can view this bit, and then we can talk about the next section, which involves more setup stuff. So I wanted to include the road markings as well, so we had some setup stuff going on. So now, because we got the reset order, the quickest thing for me to do at this stage will be to just remove the road scene entirely and add it back in. Because otherwise I'm then removing two things from it and adding them back in. So we then add to road. Road placed, which I'm going to put on a 3.5 second delay. And then road dug. And then in theory, we should have a full road. So mocap playing start.road. Probably actually watch from this side. Oh, this is fantastic. We're holding the line. It should hold all the way across. That is beautiful. Let's get some road markings in. So we want a solid yellow line, one line in from either side, and then a dotted white line in going down the middle. We are almost done. Now, we started from back here. In fact, we started from back here, didn't I? I think I know how I'm going to do this, and it's going to be a slightly weird way of doing things. I forgot I had fast right click on. Sorry, that was so loud. But first of all, we're going to need a load of roost trapdoors, because I'm going to be using fast right click to put things down again. We're going to use this side just so we can be starting from the same point, so our timing should be the same. But with fast right click on carpets, you can then stack the carpets up. I don't want to do that. So I want to make sure... Oh, can I fit between carpet and a trapdoor? I hadn't thought that bit through. So if I do that and then put a carpet down, I think I'll be able to walk between them, but let's just confirm. So I put a carpet down. I will need to shift. Can't think of a nicer way of doing this. Well, if I am just... If I've already got that down, we're good. So we actually don't need the... trapdoors. We don't need the trapdoors at all. So if I just give myself a run-up of carpet, Then again, I can be looking down, holding right click, get a stack of carpet down. We'll be fine. We don't need this. But I want to make sure I've got a full stack. And this is going to be the yellow line. And for the white line, things are going to get a bit weirder. But let's just get these both recorded. Well, that's the carpet placed down. We can actually get rid of the rest of this carpet really easily. Because we know everything resets. So if we just start playing yellow line. And then immediately stop it. Oh, I need to do it a bit faster than that. There we go. That gets rid of all the yellow carpet. I need to get rid of a stack and a half of the yellow. But I will do that later. We can do that later. Let's get this thing finished off. So we want to add those into the scene. We need to make sure. Actually, it doesn't matter when they're. Does it matter when they're added? Yes, it does, because if we. Yeah, so I think these actually need to go first. Is that correct? I'm just thinking about the order in which things get reset. Yeah, we should get rid of all the carpet first, otherwise we'll end up dropping items, which we do not want. So I'm fairly sure I added in the road paved with a 3-second delay, but like 3.5 second delay. Okay. So gonna once again just remove this scene entirely and add a new one. Remove road, and then add it back in. So then we want to add to road. We want to add in yellow line. The delay is going to be 3.5. Let's make them a second behind, and then we want to add on the delay that it's got. So for one row in, we're at 0.236, so we go to 736. And then we have a Z offset of 1. So then for the one that's at the end, which is going to be offset of 11, we have an offset of 2.598. So adding that to 4.5 is going to get us 7.098. So then we want to do the white line. And we're going to do the same thing. So for, yeah, 6 should be correct. That's 1.417, which we add that, we're going to get 5.917. So then we can add in the rest of them. So we add in the road paved with a 3.5 second delay, road dug with no delay, and then I think we're ready, if everything has gone to plan, for the final viewing. So let's bring back the top-down view, and hopefully this works. So I'm going to go mocap, playing start.road. Let's see what happens. Oh! Clearly we didn't call it paved. We called it placed. Because I've got a delay. I've got an error message. These things happen. These things happen. It's fine. So I want to remove the last 2 things from the scene. That's actually nice and easy. Because we want to make sure road dug is always last. So remove from road, and we've got 5 things in the scene, so we can just remove the 4th thing twice. So this isn't paved, this is placed. Then we add the other one back in. Then we go back to the top-down view, and hopefully this time, no error messages. Right. I've made a similar mistake. I forgot to put the dots in front of the things. We'll get there, I swear. I'm fixing the issue. The issue should now be fixed. No error messages. This should look good. Top-down view, come on. Oh, that is very pleasing. That is very satisfying. This is the sort of thing I'm having to do, but on a much larger scale. So hopefully that would explain why things are taking so long. Let's bring this view back. I'm just going to leave this road here. I don't actually have a quick way home. I'm just going to dump all my stuff into the ender chest and then go jump into that lava pool. So this is what I'm going to be working on for the rest of the day, but on a much bigger and more technical scale, which you're going to see next week. It will definitely be done by next week, because I should be able to get it done by tomorrow if I had maybe 5 more hours in the day, which I've taken up quite a lot of from doing this, and I definitely won't get it done. But if you liked this, you know, let me know down in the comments, would you like to see more behind the scenes stuff? I never mentioned the fact that the sun isn't moving. When I'm doing these technical bits where I just need to focus and get on with things, we have the sunroom, I turn off time, I make sure the weather is clear, I also make sure mobs aren't spawning. Then I can just focus on what I need to do. They're for adventuring, this is for the hard work. So yeah, let me know down in the comments, do you want to see more behind the scenes stuff? Leave a like if you like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. My name is Weird and Bearded, and I will see you all next time.